Are you looking to start a YouTube channel? Does just the thought of starting with 0 subscribers make you nervous? If so, then you're not alone. What's up? My name is Paul Melikivi and I'm starting my YouTube channel from 0. I'm going to take you along with me on this journey and we're going to share in my fears and my failures, and hopefully we'll be able to celebrate some successes and have some joy along the way. So we will follow the advice from all of the gurus that are out there. We're going to experiment with the tools and the resources that they suggest, and we'll navigate our way around becoming a content creator to see if what they are saying is actually true. So if you're interested in following me along on this journey, then make sure you subscribe and make sure you hit that notification bell so you get notified as we go along this journey together. So like many of you, I plan on starting my YouTube channel a while ago. And for whatever reason, I just never pulled the trigger. There's no valid excuse as to why I didn't get started, but like most people, life kind of gets in the way. So finally, after all the preparation, after all the videos, after all the Google searches, and all the books, all the soul searching, I gathered what I've learned and I decided to go ahead and dive in, guys. So I hope that as we go through this journey together that you'll take the plunge yourself, or at least you'll be able to gain some insights that you can take with you along your journey and you can use those in your daily life. So let's get into it. We're going to break this down into a couple of things. First, why become a YouTuber? So this is a question that a lot of people ask. Why do you want to become a YouTuber? Why did I want to become a YouTuber? Because if you look at all of the statistics, all of the information is out there regarding work, the future of work, where we're going as a society, content creator always comes up on the top of the list as one of the fastest growing industries. And the reason why, of course, there's more and more channels, more and more avenues for which you can share your content. But most importantly, it's something that you can start part-time. It's something that has minimal cost to it. It's something that you can do at home in the comfort of your bedroom or your office. And it's also something where you could take up something that you really enjoy, a hobby, a craft, or a skill, and be able to show it off. So it's something that is kind of like a passion project. So that's why most people dive into YouTube. One of the reasons why I dived into it, because there's certain things that I like to do. It also falls in line with everything that I've been reading about building wealth. So there's a couple of key resources I want to refer you to. One of them is a book by Eric Jorgensen. It's called The Almanac of Neville Ravikant. And what he says is that he says building wealth is a long-term endeavor that takes good judgment, knowledge, and leverage with products that have no marginal cost of replication. In today's society, those two things that help you build wealth because there's no marginal cost of replication is either coding and media. But those things can be achieved by anyone. So with all of the resources that are available now, if you're coding, that's something that you can easily replicate with very minimal costs. And if you create content or media, then that can also be replicated time and time again with minimal cost. With that in mind, knowing that this is the future, this is a way that you could create some passive income. It's something that you can do part-time. I wanted to dive into it, give it a shot. I know many of you are looking to do the same thing. So the first thing they tell you when you're starting a YouTube channel is that you have to find a niche, right? And I hate using the word niche, but really it makes sense. You have to define what it is that you want to talk about. You can't just go on and talk about everything. So you have to find your niche. Start with stuff that you love. Start with stuff that you enjoy doing, right? In this book I read, Austin Kleon, he says, the book's called Show Your Work. He says that, the best way to get started on a path to sharing your work is to think about what you want to learn and make a commitment to learning it in front of others. So what is it that you enjoy doing? What is it something that you want to find out more about? Just go ahead and do it in front of other people. So for me, there's a couple of things that I love. I love reading and I love learning. I love learning about technology. I love learning about the future. I love learning about software. So YouTube is one of the ways that I could really dive in, learn these things, and take you all on the journey with me. So the other thing you have to do when you're starting your YouTube channel is you have to look at how you remove your obstacles. There's going to be many of obstacles, especially if you're working another full-time job. Let's just face it, the full-time job alone is going to be an obstacle. So you really have to hone in on what you want, move those obstacles out of the way. And quite simply, you have to make the decision that you're going to do it. Look at your life now. Look at where your life is going and where do you want it to go and how you're going to get there. If you want to change your life, if you want to build wealth, understanding that this is a way to do that, you have to just get in there and do it. One of my favorite influencer, so to speak, is Gary Vaynerchuk, and he had this wonderful book, Crushing It. He puts it very eloquently, as he always does. Obviously, he's a lot more crash than me, but he says, just go and do it. Find out what it is and don't care about other people. Just go and do it. And so you just have to make the decision to go and do it. Jump right in and don't be scared about it. So the other thing that you have to do when you're starting a YouTube channel is you have to find the right tools. Now, technology has come a long way, and you don't have to go out and spend millions of dollars. You can start it relatively cheaply. Most people will go ahead and start with just their cell phone. That's what I'm using. I have an iPhone XS. So most of my recording is going to be done with just my phone or the webcam that's on my Surface tablet. That's it. I'm not going out spending thousands of dollars on a camera quite yet. As you grow and you start making some money and you're building your channel and things are moving along, then you start putting other investments into it. So it's very simple. You need a camera. And the camera on your phone is more than sufficient. The other thing you're going to need to do is have some type of microphone. I'm using the Elgato Wave 3 microphone. There's a lot of other microphones out there, whether it's a lavalier mic, a regular mic. Some people use the mic on their phone. So it doesn't really matter, but you have to, of course, have a way to capture your audio. And then the third thing you're going to need is a way to edit your videos. There's a lot of free editors. There's software you can download to your phone. The editor that I chose to go with is Camtasia, and the reason why I chose Camtasia is because, number one, it works on my PC. It also would work on a Mac if I was using a Mac, but it's one of the best softwares out there for when you're recording your screen and sharing your screen. I'm going to be doing a lot of tutorials, a lot of walkthroughs. I'm going to be sharing my screen a lot, so I thought that would be an easy way for me to get into it. Some of them are more expensive than others. If you're looking at a Final Cut Pro or Adobe Premiere, they may be a little bit more complicated, a little bit more expensive. But you also have ones that are totally free, like Davinci Resolve, which is a great tool. It's free. There's no cost to it. It just takes a little bit of time to sit down there and figure it out. I tried it, guys. I got to be honest with you. I tried a Davinci Resolve, and to me, it was too much of a learning curve for me to focus on it right now. It was more important for me to get up and start putting out some content. So I wanted something that was less of a learning curve, something easier for beginners, because I'm new to this editing thing. But it's up to you. It might be something that you take to, go in and dive in. It may be something that I upgrade to later on as things get a little bit more complex. So after you have your niche narrowed down, you have your tools and your gadgets, then you have to start planning your content. So one of the things that is important to know as a content creator, you're going to have to post on a regular basis. Most people will tell you at least once a week. Some people will recommend that when you're starting, you might want to do it a little bit more often, maybe twice, maybe 3 times a week at the most. You don't want to do it too much because you'll get burnt out, but you have to do it because you have to practice. So your first 100 videos are going to be practice videos as you hone your skill, you develop your craft, you get better, you get more comfortable in front of the camera. Over time, you'll develop those skills and you're going to get better. So you have to have content for all of these videos. And if you go in not knowing what you're going to talk about, it begins to get stressful. You start missing days. It may take you a week. It may take you 2 weeks. You may get writer's block and not think about anything to put out for a couple of weeks. And then you don't have a video, and consistency is going to be king. So the more that you're consistent, people will be able to follow along, know what to expect from you. So for me, there's a couple of things. I'm an organizational productivity freak. So there's 2 tools that I use in mapping it out. I have almost a full year's worth of content already planned out. I've been looking at it for a couple of months, trying to figure out where I was going to go. Once I niched down, I planned out some topics and individual videos I could do with those topics. So I use a tool that's Mira. It's free for the basic version. It's basically a big mind mapping tool. I'll show you a little sample here on the screen. You can see where there's just a bunch of video ideas that I grouped them together, color grouped them. It makes me think. It helps me with the mental. Actually see it and visualize it and know where to go. The other tool that I use a lot, and I use this for just about everything in my life, it organizes my whole life, is called Airtable. And guys, if you haven't caught on to Airtable yet, you need to get on it. We'll be reviewing both of these products here on the channel in the coming weeks, so make sure if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe, make sure you're aware of notifications, so as we post those videos, you'll be the first ones to get on it and be able to look at it. So Airtable is basically a Excel spreadsheet times 100, basically. It gives you the ability to list things, group things, and so I built out my entire YouTube content workflow on this Airtable. I also found advantages of using the Airtable to list out all of my books that I'm reading, all of my reviews, all of my resources, all of my courseworks and certifications, and I'm able to track it. And what's great about Airtable is that you're able to integrate that with most web tools. So I was able to also link that to my website that I built, which is the next thing you have to think about, preparing for your launch. Once you launch, once you have everything ready, you're going to post your YouTube video. You want to be able to get the word out a little bit more. You want to be prepared and give people an avenue to find you. So there's a couple of things they recommend. Obviously, social media is a huge way you can do it. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You make sure that when you post your video, you tweet it out, you send it out on Facebook, you do Instagram stories, whatever. So that's one method you could use. I develop a newsletter that I send out on a weekly basis. It's free. You can subscribe to that, get free weekly updates, and get insights on my journey, my fears, my failures, straight to your inbox. But the other thing I did is I developed a website for myself. And if you go onto the website, it's just paulmelikivi.com. You'll go on there, that's going to give you a snapshot of everything that I'm doing right there on one page. Gives you all the resources. So that's kind of my go-to. If I send everybody to my website, from there, they can find all of my YouTube videos, they can find my newsletters, they can see all the projects that I'm working on, learn more about me, engage. So be prepared for your launch. How are you going to then build a stronger community with the people that are watching you? So then, once all of that is done, you're prepared, you figured out why you want to do it, you narrow down your niche, you got all the tools that you need, you crushed all of the fear, you got rid of all the haters, you're prepared, you're ready to go, you're excited, you got all of your content mapped out, you got your launch mapped out, you know which channels you're going to publish to, which social media avenues you're going to use. Now, this is where the rubber hits the road, guys. This is where you actually have to record the video. And this, for whatever reason, is the hardest part. All the planning, I sat there for months, plan this all out. When it actually comes time to post the video, this is where most people choke up. And their number one fear for most people is going to be the fear of public speaking or the fear of failure. Those are two really big fears that really prohibit us from moving forward in our lives. And if you talk to a lot of aspiring YouTubers, they will tell you they have their own fears. They have the fears of being inadequate. They have the fear of being laughed at. They have a fear of being judged. They have the fear that they're not going to do well. They have a fear of getting in front of the camera. Whatever it is, there's nothing that you can do to shake that fear until you just get up there and you just put it aside and you do it. Go up there, record a video, see what it's like. It doesn't have to be good. It can suck. This video that you're watching today, my first real video, it probably sucks. And that's okay, because there's going to be hundreds and hundreds of more. And as we go, as you take along this journey with me, hopefully you'll see those improvements. Hopefully we'll be able to work together and identify where my weaknesses are, find where my groove is, and be able to hone in on that. So guys, I just encourage you that if this is something that you want to do, really look into it. Follow along with me. Let's see if this is real. Let's see if we could really do this. Let's see if we could build a community of like-minded people that are looking to learn, engage, test out some things, experiment with all these tools that are available to us online. Hope you like this. And guys, of course, if this is content that you found enjoyable, make sure you hit that like button. The like buttons really go a long way to the YouTube algorithm. At least that's what the gurus tell us. We're going to have some failures. We're going to slip along the way. We're going to have some laughs. We're going to have some bloopers. But we're also going to experience some great success, and I'm excited to take this journey with you. Make sure you comment in the comment section. Let me know where you are in your YouTube journey. Are you dipping your toe in the water? Have you already set up your YouTube channel? Did you post some videos? Maybe you're a little bit more seasoned, but you're getting discouraged because things aren't working for you. Whatever it is, guys, chime in on the comment section. My name is Paul Melikivi. I want to thank you for tuning in to my YouTube channel, and I will see you at the next video. Take care, guys.